You're welcome to this life-changing program titled The Secret to Wealth and Happiness. I want to quickly remind you that 95% of the people around the world are still searching for the secret of wealth and happiness, which means only 5% of the population of the world have actually figured it out. So by listening to this program, I congratulate you, because from today you belong to the 5% who have actually figured it out only by choice. Okay? So I want to ask you this question before I start. How many of you have seen me before now? How many of you know me before now? I used to think I'm more famous than this. Anyways, let's get started. It doesn't matter. Okay? I want to begin with these questions. Why are so many people jobless today? I mean, people who have gone to school, studied very hard, came out from their various field of studies, but are still looking for a job and are still roaming the street. What is happening today? Number 2 question is, why are so many people poor after retirement? People who have played by the rules, went to school, got the needed certificate, came out and worked for many years and then retire poor, even destitute. What is happening today? Well, I guess I'm the one who is going to answer these questions, or who is going to discuss about these questions. But before I continue, in case you're watching a recorded version of this program, I need you to pause this program and call anyone on your contact who is available to join you, because I personally believe this program is going to change somebody's life somewhere around the world. Thank you for doing that. This is me. My name is Ogu Ari. But why should you listen to me? Who am I? Well, you should listen to me because within 2 years of my economic life, I changed from being a dead broke guy to a financial trainer. And I've trained a lot of young people. I have people I have trained below the age of 25 who in every month make 6-figure income. So if you are a young person stuck somewhere and you are looking for a way to get ahead, I think this program is really for you. So listen very carefully. When I graduated from the university, I didn't get that dream job. I planned to work in an oil company. I didn't get that dream job, but I was willing to work hard with head full of dreams. Okay? I was willing to work hard. So I started working in different places just to get experience and grow myself in the job market, in the labor market. Okay? But I was working very hard. I didn't have any wife, or I don't have any wife. I don't have any kid. But I realized I was failing. I was falling very far behind on my bills. I got myself into trouble because I was working and my salary could not even support my own personal life. So I started borrowing money. You know, if you know, there's something worse than being broke when you are in debt. I used to have this friend who would lend me money and then go ahead to publish it on Facebook. That was the kind of life I was living. Life was difficult until one day good fortune came my way. And many times it's very difficult to explain or to understand good fortune. It was the day I met this guy, the guy with a green tag. The next guy there is me. This guy is known on Facebook as Prince Rich Daddy. The day I met him marked the turning point in my life, and the philosophy he shared with me that changed my life I'm going to share it with you in this program. So if you want to continue with this program, you have to make up your mind to sit down and listen. Don't analyze the video, don't analyze the English, just get the message. So the model he has is quite different from the kind of model that I was taught. If you grew up in the kind of environment where I grew up, the success model is like this: go to school, get good grade, and get a good job. This is what I knew. So going by this model, I want to tell you that this work 50 or 100 years ago, it actually made people successful, even super rich sometimes ago. But in this century, this model cannot take you anywhere close to your dreams. And that's the truth. I know we all have different level of dreams. We all have different definition for success. But I guess everybody want to change the world. Everybody want to contribute to the society. But you cannot change the world with this model, because for this model you are not going to be eating well, not to talk of to add anything to the society. That is the reason in this generation people who have gone to school are suffering, while most people who never saw the university in their lifetime are multi-billionaires. Take a look at people like the ones you see on the screen. Some of them never went to school. Some went to school and dropped out. Some actually graduated from school but never used their certificate to look for a job. And that is why they are super rich and successful. Unfortunately for most people, they wish to be like these guys, but they want to wait until they get their degree or their master degree first before they can start working toward the journey of becoming wealthy. So it is putting a lot of people in trouble today, because if you want to be a successful guy or you want to be rich and famous, you need to look at the model of your mentor. For instance, you cannot wish to become like Aliko Dangote, for instance, the richest black man on earth, and then you take a job as a class teacher. These are two different things. You can never become Aliko Dangote or become like Aliko Dangote with a teaching job, and that is a plain truth. Okay, so going by this model, go to school, get good grade, get a good job. It is okay for people who love it, but your good job will soon disappear. What will happen some years from now when your job will be automated? Because as technology grows, a lot of jobs are going to be lost. So what I'm saying is, someday, somehow, in the future, maybe a year from now, 2 years from now, what you think is your good job is going to be automated. And except the company belong to your dad, you will be in trouble, because the technology that will replace you forever. It's not going to come back. Okay, so look at this. This is how the banking hall used to look like. There are a lot of these guys who call themselves bankers, who sit down at the counter, count money for you, deposit, count money for you, and dispense. But nowadays, the banking system has changed. This is the banker that is doing almost 65% of the work in the bank, and this thing is going to get smarter. Okay, so you may have first class in banking and finance. This has already taken over your job. A lot of people are training for a job that no longer exists, and they are paying hard-earned money for this in school. Okay, soon driving jobs will be in the past. There are self-driven cars already moving about. If you are in the kind of society where I live, you may not have seen this kind of cars, but they are coming. Okay, they are growing from strength to strength. These cars don't need any human driver to drive it around town. Okay, so driving job will soon be in the past. What about technology like this? This is a piece of equipment. This computer can do accounting job, cashier job right inside of it, and it only need a salesperson to punch on it. And as time goes on, this thing will be done by customers who come to buy things in the shop, which means even the salesperson is not going to be there. Okay, so imagine the number of jobs that are automated with just a single machine in a store. Again, you can have whatever kind of degree that you train for, you can have whatever qualification and experience. These technologies are smarter than you, and the owner of the store will prefer them because there are a lot of benefit for employing technology instead of your degree. Okay, so look at this. This is a robot, but it can serve you food in a restaurant. You can pay pay for your food through this technology. This technology will serve you without attitude. Okay, it will only work according to the programming, and the owner of the restaurant will want the best programming for his restaurant. So in the future, expect more and more of this, and as more and more of these are coming through, less of human power will be needed to run every organization you see today. Look at the force, the armed forces, the police, and whatever force you can think of. I don't know if there are countries that are going to be fighting wars in the future, because I think everybody is getting civilized. But in case there is any war in the future, I don't think human being is going to be fighting war, because there are robots that fight war. If there is a robotic police, I believe there is a robotic soldier. After all, there are rockets that can be controlled remotely. There are fighter jets that can be controlled remotely. Okay, so I don't think any human being is going to be fighting war in the future. So the forces you see around today will shrink. Okay, what about technology like this? Technology like this and the internet, where you can punch on any product online and get it delivered at your house. These technologies have actually removed a lot of jobs that were once jobs. Okay, so in the future, this job will no longer exist. Your children will ask, is it real that there used to be somebody in the store who will sell you things? You know, all these things are coming. In fact, they are already here. I'm not saying totally people will be removed from the labor market. No. There may be a little need for human factor, but you must be extremely good and connected at what you do. You must be extremely good and connected, because the way I see it, only about 5% of the current workforce is going to be needed in the future. So are you smart enough? Are you extremely good? And do you have the connection it takes to secure your job? If you have them, then I say good luck. But if you don't, I want to tell you something. You better take a look at the future and think of how you can make things happen for your good. But if you have the connection, I said good luck for your journey in the search of your dream job. Okay, but I want to tell you why your employer or your potential employer will prefer technology over your degree. Number one, technology doesn't ask for a raise. Technology keeps secret. Technology work 24 hours in a day and 7 days in a week without complaint. If it need to be charged, you just charge it. If it needs repairs, you just repair it, and it will continue to work, which means there is more efficiency in technology than any human being. Technology doesn't make mistake. Technology doesn't get depressed when their mother-in-law come to town. So all these things help the owner of the company to make more money. Okay, so if you have that dream job eventually with your connections, you have the dream job. Most people actually dislike or hate their dream job, but they're just keeping it. So when you have the dream job, job, which simply means serving another man for pay, okay, your job is to serve another man for pay. It is simply called journey of borrowers, job. Some people may argue this, but this is possible because your job only provides you or qualifies you for one stream of income called the salary. Salary comes in one way and flee from you 1,000 other ways, which goes from food to shelter to clothing, utility, and bunch of other ways. This is how salary flee from your hands. So why is it journey of borrowers? Because your salary is not really your money. Salary comes and disappears. Okay, you always have more need than the salary you receive anywhere around the world. That is the reason you see people collect their salary just like what you see on the screen. People collect their salary. Only 3 days later, the account is empty again because there are debts waiting for that salary to show up. Okay? So, salary comes and disappears. So, people work very hard and collect salary only to wait a couple of days to start borrowing again, because you have to show up to work, you have to feed your family, you have to do a lot of other things, and there's no money. Okay, and you see that hand there, that is your need. And as you grow older, more responsibilities, more of those hands will come and wait. So if you can't feed their need, if you can't supply their need, you have to go borrow in order to meet up the need of those hands that are coming around you. And if you see someone on this, that is what they call the rat race. The race of waking up in the morning, go to work, come back late at night, tired, at the end of the month, collect a paycheck and clear it off. Nothing to show for it, nothing in the bank account, nothing for the future. That is exactly what Robert Kiyosaki mean by a rat race. Okay? It's simply mistaking movement for achievement. This rat can cover 1,000 miles on this rolling wheel, but that doesn't mean it has achieved anything. It only gets exhausted and it can just die with nothing to show for it. And this is how human beings are living their life in this generation. This is the rat race for a human being. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Repeat. People get up in the morning, go to work, come back, go to work, pay bills. January to December, empty account, no nothing to show, no investment for the future, and they repeat this. And then 15-20 years later, they wonder why they are poor, because you are on the rat race, and the rat race is not designed to take you anywhere. You just roll on there and get exhausted. And most people, in their quest to win the rat race, steal money. Any money they can steal from the office or from the public office, they squeeze it out just to go pile up some money, hoping that they would win the rat race. You cannot win the rat race like this. In fact, even if you win the rat race, the problem is that you are still a rat. Okay? Because piling money somewhere doesn't create any system that will generate future income. So the moment you pile ₦1 million or $1 million or $1 million sefa, whatever you call your currency, the moment you take 1 unit of it, is no longer in million. Okay? So this is what people do. They steal money just to try to win the rat race. Okay? So for you to escape this rat race, you need to finish the rest of this video. Okay? Because the rat race in your dream job is actually taking this thing off you. I believe you know what this is. This is time. A lot of you define time as money. I don't know, but this is what is going to be squeezed out of you for any dream job you have. The next thing that is going to be squeezed out of you is your freedom and your choice. Let's talk about time. Like you said, time is money. This is what I hear everywhere I go. Time is money. But is time really money? I don't think so. Time is not in the equation of money. Because if time is money, then money should be time. But you cannot use money to buy time. Okay? I think time is life. That's my own perspective. Time is life. Okay? And the more of time you waste, the more of your life that you are wasting. And a lot of people waste a fortune because you wake up 6 a.m., come back 6 p.m., working very hard on your job, and then you have nothing to show for it. I think you are wasting your time. Okay? Now, these are the options. You either invest your time or you waste it. Period. How do you invest your time? If you and I are partners and we are building a company, no matter how many percent you have as your cut of the company, you are investing your time, because your children can inherit from it. If you work for me and your primary aim is to learn so that you go build a kind of system that make me successful, you are investing your time. But the moment you start working for me just for pay, not getting any real life education, you are wasting your time, because the salary that is going to be paid to you is not going to be an equivalent of the time you give to work in that place. Mind you, the most successful people on earth use other people's time to become successful. Okay? So if you work for me and I pay you a very huge salary, you think I'm stupid? I'm a businessman and I cannot pay you at the detriment of my business. So I'm in a business transaction with my employee. I take his time, his effort, his ideas, only to give him a piece of check at the end of the month. I've won. Okay? That negotiation, your boss is always ahead of you. So don't think your boss is stupid by giving you salary. No, he has taken something more than the salary he actually gives to you. Okay? So stop wasting your time and start investing your time. This doesn't have to be drastic. Okay? It doesn't have to be an instant move like that, but it is possible. It all begins with your thinking. The day your thinking change, that day you can begin to reform your life. Another thing I want to talk about is freedom. Okay, I've mentioned it before, but lack of freedom is the reason for ill health in most people. Statistics shows that the number of heart attack peaks between 8 to 10 a.m. This is actually when people prepare to go to work. Some have it when they have their alarm clock calling on them. There are people whom their alarm clock know their names. Okay, so this thing is actually the reason a lot of people are living ill health. Okay, because you are trapped in somebody else's cage, in what you call a job. Some wish to get out of it, but they are tied to the paycheck. They are tied to the salary. They want to look ahead and look for where they can get freedom, but they now ask themselves questions. Where am I going to get the next dollar to take care of my this and that? So people sleep with brilliant idea, but wake up early in the morning, take their shower and head to work once again, and the cycle repeat, and they get lost in the history of time because they can't afford to take risk. So they stay at the mercy of the boss. If you are going through these things I'm showing you on the screen, then you have sold your soul to your boss, but you didn't know that. Okay, some people respect their bosses more than the divine creature they serve. Okay, so if you have sold your soul to the boss, you are no different from a slave. This may be a slave in the past, okay, but this is how the slave of this century looks like. A nice guy dressed in a nice suit who is a slave. The difference between you and the slaves in the past is that you are allowed to wear a suit and you are allowed to go back to your family in the evening so that you can show up tomorrow morning. But basically, in the end, the slave in the past has no share of the boss's property, neither is a slave in this generation. So no matter how much your salary is, you are still a slave. A slave is a slave. There are higher paid slave. Okay, so look at a lady working in a provision store and a man who is working in a very big government establishment. They are all slaves. If you enter into a train to travel, you are either going to sit in a first class or in the regular seat, but you are heading to the same direction, and this is what is happening today. So you are either a lower paid or a higher paid slave. Okay, and as a slave, you need to expect this. Sometimes you get fired, getting sacked. This is losing your job in the middle of the rat race. You are in the middle of that rat race, grinding it up, down, and then one day they removed you from the rat race only to begin to search for another rat race. The second thing is this: retirement. That's losing your job after you have successfully completed the notorious rat race. Okay, look at this. A time is coming, you are gonna get to a level where they must have, or they would have squeezed every drop of juice that makes you a human being. And when they squeeze out this juice, that's when they will tell you to retire. They will shake your hand, give you a cup, a tea cup with the company logo, and tell you how good of an employee you have been, and wish you success in your journey to go home and then die. Remember, in your old age, that is when you need money the most. But this is exactly when they will stop paying you. And forget about pension, it doesn't exist. It was called defined benefit, where you work, the government or the private organization take care of you for the rest of your life till you die. But now pension is called defined contribution. So 5% or some percentage of your salary will be cut and put in a savings account for you or any pension manager, and this is what you fall back on in your old age. So you can only eat as much as you have in that pension savings. Okay, so what I'm telling you is not that the job you have is a bad thing. No, people have different goals. You can keep your daytime job for the rest of your life, or you can keep your daytime job and try to look for a way to make a transition to having wealth and happiness. Okay, and to make this transition from the rat race to a life of wealth and happiness, you don't need to have another degree, or you don't need to go for some special course in another school. No, all you need to understand is this thing called the cash flow quadrant. The cash flow quadrant is in 4 boxes like this. The E there stands for employee. People who went to school or people who go to school, came out with excellent grade and look for a job. So when you have a job working for someone to get paid, you are an employee. And these people trade time for money. They trade their time for money. Okay, they say time is money, so they go out, work it out, sweat it out, and get paid some money to take care of their bills. not to take care of their future. And the next box directly under it is the S. The X stands for self-employed. These people, they don't like the idea of having a boss. They said, I am my own boss. So they take care of what they have by themselves. They say, if you want to get something done right, you have to do it by yourself. So they are their own boss. But these people also trade time for money. Okay, they are specialists, small business, self-employed, or specialists. All these things stand for the S. So as long as a lawyer keep taking cases, he makes money. But when he stop taking cases, he stops making money. As long as a doctor keep on attending to patients or customer, whatever they call them, he makes money. The moment he stops working, he stops making money. A stylist or a tailor who keeps working make money, but the moment he stops working, he stops making money. So there is no difference between being an employee and being self-employed, because both of them, you have to be there in order to make money. If you are not present, you don't make money. So let's look at the B. The B side of the quadrant is big business or business owner. These people own a system. They believe in working with other people. Sometimes people are smarter than themselves. Okay, so they work as a team to produce money. And as a big business owner who has a team working with you, you can go on a vacation and the work will actually continue. You can be on a 1 month vacation without actually losing your income production. Okay, and we have the I. Most time is the people on the B that become investors. The I stand for investor. These are people who put a little money in some investment and get much more money in the end. Okay, like putting money in a for instance, a man put money on ground and invest in a hotel. That hotel produces income continually, even if it is not a hotel, a real estate, a normal apartment building. You know, these things produce money, and that is what they call investment. Okay, by putting money in something that produces more money. And this is what wealthy people do. If you want to build wealth, the ideal place for you to be is in the right side of the quadrant, the B and the I, because the E and the S will put food on your table, may even give you a car, and you may even live a good life to some extent. But there is a time in your life there is gonna be a stop in your income, because time doesn't last forever for individual. So when you lose time, or when your time is up, you stop making money. But look at this other side. Even when a man is not longer in the world, his children will come and continue from where he stops. It's like planting a tree, water it for some time. It is your tree, it's your own tree. This tree can now produce fruit even in your absence, and your great grandchildren can inherit the tree. That is what the B and the I stand for. And why are most people not on the B and the I side? Because sometimes it's very difficult to build a business. It is actually easier to get a job than to create a job, and that's why a lot of people settle on the left side of the quadrant. So the ideal side to build wealth is on the right side of the quadrant. Okay, so in the next video I'm gonna show you how to make a transition from living hand to mouth to becoming a dream achiever. All the dreams that you've had from your childhood, you can actually work on them and make them reality. Okay, so for any question, contribution, correction, you can contact the number or the name you see on the screen, but I want to suggest that you contact the person who shared this video with you. That person value you, that person wants you to succeed. That is why the person decided to share this video with you. And for some of you who are seated in the audience here, you can contact the contact on the screen, because I am the one who value you to share this information with you. So congratulations as you go on the journey of success. So make sure you watch the next video. Make sure you watch the next video. If you don't have the link, you can contact the WhatsApp number. I will show you the next video. Even if you are gonna still contact the person who shared the presentation with you, I can send you the link to the next video. But if the person who shared the presentation with you has the link, why not follow the link from there? Thank you very much, and see you next time.